Welcome back, scientists. I cannot wait to show you today's experiment. I hope that you had fun building your Lego maze last week and you were able to get your ping pong ball through it. Now, today's experiment is really simple, but really cool. Okay, we're gonna see if we can make letters that we write and drawings that we make float on top of water. Okay, so the only thing that we need for today's project is a glass bowl. You can be any size. I have tried it on ceramic plates and tin foil plates, but I found that glass works the best. We're going to use some dry erase markers. Parents, if you don't have any of these, you can order this 4-pack for like $3 on Amazon. It's well worth it. You get a lot of use out of it. And we're going to use regular water that I have in my water bottle there. Okay? So I'm going to start, okay, by writing my name. I'm going to do it in red. I'm going to write my name, okay, scientists? So I'm going to write R I C H A R D. Okay. Alrighty, scientists. So I have my name on there. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take some water. I'm going to do just enough to fill up the whole bottom of the glass bowl. And then we're going to see, so that marker, okay, that we write on top of the glass with, that's like an extra layer that's on top of the glass. So even though it's a really thin layer, it's a layer of ink. So think about on a cake, that very top layer of frosting that you might write on a cake. We're going to see if we can take that layer off using the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving the water around a little bit. Oh, and you can see the D coming up. Oh, and there goes the I and the R. So you can see the, oh, there we go. Now the I is totally off. Okay, so the I, you can see that the whole letter stayed together. And then that D, there's just a little part sticking on the bottom. A little bit of the D sticking on the bottom. So now I'll go to the other side. And I'll move that side. And now the D's totally off. And just like that, my name went from Richard to Char. What do you think? I've never had that nickname before, Char. And you can see the very top of the C right there is just kind of starting to come off a little bit. Okay. And then the interesting thing is that even if you took your finger, and let's just say you kind of try to peel it off, right, like it's a sticker. You can actually kind of peel it off too, scientists. All right, and it will still all, oh, look at that R, perfectly upside down now. How cool is that? So now let's see if we can do the same thing with the A. Now you can do a couple different tests. You can see if pressing down really hard with the marker while you write it, if that makes it easier or harder for it to come up once you start moving the water around. I've tried doing it and I haven't been able to notice any results that keep happening over and over again. Oh, that A just disappeared. How cool is that? So if you go from the bottom and you kind of push on it like a sticker, you can get it to peel off, but it is a dry erase marker, so if we just go on top and we kind of smear straight down, we just kind of erase it, okay? So it still works like a dry erase marker where you can erase it, and that R is still just sitting there perfectly upside down. How cool is that? Okay, so now I'm gonna dump these letters out, and we're gonna try drawing something different, okay? So hold on one second. All right, so scientists, I dumped all the water out, all the letters out, and then I wiped the glass bowl with the towel to make sure it was nice and dry, because before we draw anything on it, we want to make sure it's really, really dry. Okay, so now, as you can tell, I'm gonna do a couple stick figures and see if we can make our stick figures dance in the water. Now, just one important thing is make sure that all the parts of your stick figures are touching, okay? If you have a little bit of a gap between the arm and the body, then it might not come up as one piece. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna fill it up with, oh, you can see, oh, they're already getting up. That is a funky looking stick figure, isn't it, scientists? His head is still stuck, but the rest of his body isn't. Oh, and now his face is stained, but the rest of his body is moving away. So now let's just see if we can move his whole body but keep his face there. Oh, how cool is that, scientists? Oh, now we got one eye away. You can see the green stick figure didn't last that long at all. Oh, and his foot is stuck to the side right here. Did you see that? His foot is kind of stuck right here. And then we still, ooh, now it kind of looks like a jellyfish, huh? The blue one kind of looks like a jellyfish. And there goes the other eye. Now we just have the nose and the mouth left. So sometimes if they don't come off as fast, it can kind of look like they're dancing if they stick to the glass a little bit. But like I said, every time I do this experiment, it ends up being a little bit different. Like the letters were a lot harder to get off, and the minifigures, those just came up no problem. Now, James, I want to show you something pretty cool over here. This is where I dump my letters into, and you can see what letter did that used to be. Remember, I don't have a P. I don't have a P in my name, but what letter did that used to be? That used to be the R, and this part of the R, oop, now it's on my finger. Okay, so we can also, this layer sticks together. How cool is that, scientists? Okay, I would love for you to do this science trick. This is one of the science tricks that, or science experiments that is so cool, it almost looks like a magic trick. I would love for you to do this magic trick with your parents, because if they don't know what's going to happen, it looks really, really cool, and it's a really big surprise. And you can actually just pick the letters up just like that. Okay, now I cannot wait to see what kind of drawings you could do. A couple that I recommend is you can try drawing a full rainbow, okay, and make sure that all the parts of the rainbow touch, and see if you can get your rainbow to dance in the water. Or you can draw your favorite animal, you can draw your family, you can draw your favorite letters, you can draw anything you want. Okay, scientists? And remember, every time we do the experiment, it ends up completely different.